Ship full of colonists arrive on a seemingly hospitable planet, only to discover that it harbors a terrifying secret. Soon, the settlers find themselves caught up in a desperate battle for survival against the Fae, a natural force with the power to prey upon the human mind itself, bringing a person's greatest fears and darkest nightmares to life. Hello and welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host Liam, aka Hembar, and today I'll be doing a spoiler-free review of C.S. Friedman's Nightborn, Coldfire Rising. Nightborn, Coldfire Rising is a novel by C.S. Friedman, or Friedman, I'm not sure how she says her name actually. It is a 2023 novel and is set to be released in July as of right now. It is a prequel to the Coldfire Trilogy, which is a 90s science fantasy series, which starts with Black Sun Rising, I believe. I have not yet read those novels actually, though I have all of them, so for those curious, because maybe that is important. I believe I've heard from most people that have read those novels that this is an enjoyable prequel, and for someone who has not read these novels, I will say just outright it was an enjoyable experience. So I read this one first because I didn't want to start another trilogy right now, and I'm a rebel anyway. So the story starts with Annalisa Perez being woken from cryo by Leo. She is a medical, one of the medical personnel aboard a sleeper ship sent to find and colonize a habitable planet. Once she is woken, Leo's lack of straight answers about their situation has her worried. Turns out the planet is not really the worry in some ways, but the distance and the time that it's taken to get there. The hopeful planet had not been suitable, so the ship kept looking and looking until it ended up on the edge of the galaxy, 20,000 light years away from Earth. It's been a long time, and they are so far away from Earth that they have essentially become a lost colony automatically, knowing they will not have any contact with Earth ever, at least not while they're alive. So hope of resupply or more colonists coming from Earth is non-existent. And beyond that, the ship took more than its standard 5 years to study the planet. It took 90 and still woke Leo up. So he only woke up 9 others rather than all 200, at least to begin with, just in case it is too dangerous for everyone to inhabit. They have the possibility of the 10 going down and sending the rest on their way. They can't go back to sleep because the chance of fatality increases exponentially with the second cryo freezing. But eventually, and I'm talking first chapter here, folks, which I don't really consider spoilers, the 200 are woken before they head down, and we get a point of view from Leo, who has a flashback to his time on Earth. And then Tia gets a point of view. She has recently lost someone and is in mourning when the planet is named Erna in honor of the woman who funded the trip. Tia also gets a flashback to the polluted and overcrowded Earth. The government heavily restricts reproduction, and it's very obviously a dystopia that would see people leave for the hardship of colonizing a different planet, never seeing all that they know again. So, yeah, must not be a very nice place. We have other point of views from like Ian and Angie and so forth. The people of the future have to become hunter-gatherers in a sense, which is, it's what they are and what we are built for anyways, but it's not what they were raised with, so it is a new experience. And beyond these mundane difficulties, the planet Erna is odd, which you could call supernatural because the science can't explain it. Events become progressively creepier and more disturbing. A fire that is chilling, cold haunts people's nightmares, and a planet with 3 moons that keep the world lit, and the galactic core apparent in the sky. When all 3 moons are absent and true night falls, what will happen when, it's actually dark for once? So I really like the writing. It's very easy to get into, and the feeling of pioneering, space pioneering, I guess, into the unknown, and its monsters give the story a nice dichotomy of tones. Which is good, what you want. It's pleasantly dark and pleasantly nice at the same time. So it's an alien planet is something humans are not built for, in a sense that all makes them post-human, even in a sense, especially those children that will follow. It feels very Age of Sail-y in a sense. Space is cool, of course. Reminds me some of DJ Butler's Out in Darkness, which is a book I reviewed previously. You should go read. There is a decent amount of cursing you expect from this kind of sci-fi as well, though. But overall, I really enjoyed it. It's very fast-paced. It's rather short. It's pretty short, honestly. I don't have the physical arc. I just had a digital. But I believe the book would probably clock in around 200, maybe a little more pages. I'm not entirely sure. It's pretty short, though. There is also a short story attached to it. Originally released in 2012, it's called Dominion. It takes place after this novel and before the trilogy. It was revised and included here. It is about a sorcerer somehow connected with the Dark Fae called Gerald Tarrant. I don't know if that character is important to the trilogy. It seems like maybe there will be even more prequel novels or stories at some point. Also, the epilogue takes place at the end of the first year of The Colonist. I did not actually, this is mostly a review for Nightborn, but I was not a big fan of the little novella or whatever it was, Dominion. I think it was a little too long-winded, and especially going from the fast-paced and very easy to get into Nightborn, Dominion was a very different feel. It's definitely fantasy feel, and just too long-winded in that count as well. But overall, I really enjoyed Nightborn, and I'm thinking I'll probably get a physical copy when it comes out as well, so I can have it on my shelf with the Coldfire Trilogy. Anyways, it's been Liam's Lyceum. I will catch you next time.